afternoon, evening, whatever, early evening?
Yeah, it's early evening.
It's early evening. Well, we have Rick with Tuned In Radio, DJ Rick.
DJ Rick.
DJ Rick.
Yeah.
We have him today, but we're going to give a little introduction. We have Vanessa on the
radio vixen.
The radio vixen.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, studio@tunedinradio.us. That's tunedinradio.us or on your app. And if you have long-term questions, Susan@tunedinradio.us. That's right.
What do you mean by long term? Like you'll answer next year? Or?
No, I mean, it's not like on the air.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
don't, yeah, okay. If you're not looking for that quick fix.
Well, if they want a quick fix, they can do the
That's what I mean.
Facebook Live, or
Yeah.
they can do the
Right,
Tuned In Radio,
Right.
the studio ad.
right.
And Gloria is on my watch party. Hello, Gloria.
Hi, Gloria.
He's gonna say hi to everybody I say. That's gonna be good.
I'm a nice fella.
You are a nice fellow.
You know what's strange? I'm not used to being on this side though.
Yes,
I'm used to producing these and not,
Yeah,
not being on the camera.
yeah.
Wow, but
Well, we have our current events, and this Saturday, you're gonna have to put skates on to get everything that's happening this Saturday.
Uh-huh.
But in the
And I'm gonna
meantime,
add one for you.
you are?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, cool. But tonight at 7, as soon as you get through here, turn over to the library on Facebook Live, and they have their summer live online at the library, and they have all kinds of fun things. Stories, skits, family challenges, they even put costumes on and stuff, pretty cool. And the Cleveland Bradley County Public Library, you can look at their calendar, they have something just about every day on Facebook Live. The one that I think is really cool is the Crafts for Everyone, Wednesday 3 to 3:45.
On Facebook Live.
On Facebook Live.
Okay.
You can go the Thursday before and pick up the supplies at the library.
Oh, so you follow along at home and do it.
And do it at home, yeah.
That's cool.
And then,
You know me, I'd still glue something in my pants.
well, what
That's
about
how
this?
crafty DJ
Okay,
Rick
the
is.
Thursday one you should be able to do with no problem.
What is it? It doesn't involve sewing, does it?
No.
'Cause we all know that
Thursday, the Facebook Live library at 4:30,
Okay.
origami.
Oh, well, I might be able to do that.
Get a piece of paper and fold it.
I might be able to do
You know,
that.
watch the Facebook Live and fold it, and yeah.
I might be able to do that.
So that'll be good. But this Thursday, the Art is Here group is up and running again. It's a group of artists that are getting together. They're trying to do a bunch of different things, but they are having their first meeting since way back March before.
So if you're looking to get involved, this would be a great place to get involved.
Yeah, and it's Thursday at 4:30 at the Museum Center, and it's social distancing, mask, the whole good thing. That's why they're having it at the Museum Center.
Got a little more space.
A lot more space.
Yeah. Good idea.
But I'm in that group, so I'm going to that, and I will be
That seems to me
getting
we're
some
gonna,
ears and getting some
Yeah.
more guests.
we're gonna have to figure out how to do things and still socially distance and all. Because, you know, the world can't stop just because there's COVID.
That's right.
So, but with a little
Okay.
ingenuity, you can figure out how to do anything.
Saturday, you better put your skates on. And I guess when I turn it over to him, ask him a question, he's gonna add something. But Saturday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Southern Charm has their Twilight Nights event. I guess it's the first annual one because they haven't been around very long. But they have live music, food vendors, and other vendors to get you ready for the fall season. And it's going to be over there across from on Keith Street, the school that's on Keith Street, where the barbecue place that used to be there that burnt down.
Yeah, I don't know the name of the school, but you're talking about where Stadium Barbecue used to be.
Right.
Directly across the street. There's
From the school.
It's
That's
an
where-
elementary school there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's free admission, free parking. So you've got that.
That's down on the south end of the Greenway.
Correct.
Yes.
And on the north end of the Greenway,
Fletcher Park.
Well-
No, is that Fletcher Park? No, it's Greenway Park and Pavilion.
it's Greenway at Raider Drive.
Right, that's Greenway Park and Pavilion.
And that is the Fried Pickle Festival. 10 until 7. And that is, they'll have all kinds of stuff. And I can't remember, it's the second or third annual one,
It's the second.
but they'll have pickles and they have pickle juice drinking contest. After all the once in the morning, once at night pickled vinegar that I've been taking, could enter that and win. You never know, but I can't imagine having.
Dare I ask, why are you taking pickle juice?
I'm not pickle juice,
Oh,
vinegar.
you're drinking vinegar?
Yes.
What
Apple
dare I ask,
cider,
what for?
apple cider vinegar is good for your immune system.
Okay, that's what, I knew there had to be a reason.
Yep.
My wife is one of them holistic things.
She may
whole
be
life
able to explain
remedies.
it to you.
She's got a book, a really.
We'll ask her about apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, we have to go through at least 60 pages before I'm allowed to go to a real doctor. That's a whole nother show.
Okay. And Saturday at 1 until 9 at the Hetzel Art Studios and Gallery is an Awakening Metamorphosis art exhibit. So that's a pretty cool exhibit that they're gonna have.
Where's that?
That's the Hetzel Art Studio. It's
Okay.
catty corner across from where I have my shop,
Yeah.
First Street Square,
Mhm.
Next
Down
to-
there by the Catch Restaurant.
next to the bridal shop,
Right, St. Plaza's.
next to the Agora. And it's really cool. It's getting cool down
That's a
there.
nice little area down there.
That
They've done a lot
it's
of work.
starting, yeah.
It's
It's
looking
starting to
good.
look really good.
Good.
And that is the events that I have for this week. I know there's more, but
Yeah, so while you have your roller skates on, Vanessa, the radio vixen will be there, DJ Rick will be there, Mama Sue will be there, DJ Nana will be there. We're coming to you live on Saturday from noon till 3 with the Walk Down Memory Lane show at Akoi Hemp and CBD.
that was rescheduled.
Correct, it was from last Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yes.
last Saturday, it was like, it rained like a cow peeing on a flat rock and we. Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you said that.
It's all right. There's nothing
So
wrong
we
with
have
it. Even the kids know
Cheryl,
about that.
we have Cheryl from Louisiana and Al from Virginia.
Hi, Cheryl. What's up, Al?
So that's cool.
Cool.
And
You've got quite the diverse audience there, Susan.
yeah, well, Al and I used to be in Civil Air Patrol.
Oh, okay.
And Cheryl is a quilter extraordinaire, artist.
Uh,
If she wasn't in Louisiana, I'd have her on my show and maybe sometime she'll come in and,
Hey, you know, maybe, I'm looking into the technical aspect of that. We might be able to click her in with a Zoom thing.
well, maybe
Put the two
think about
together.
that, Cheryl.
Yeah, we
Think
can
about
probably do
that.
that. I know I can do it on YouTube.
Yes, we can do that.
By the way, you should tell the audience.
Yes, well, that was.
Or would you like me to do that?
You can do that.
I will do that. The Hangout with Susan Hyder will now be available every week on our new YouTube channel. That is Tuned In TN, short for Tennessee, obviously. But Tuned In TN, you can, if you can't find it on YouTube, just go to our Facebook page, Tuned In Radio Facebook, and I've put a few posts up there. There's links there. Just click the link, and once you get to the Tuned In station, click that like button and subscribe. And if you click the little bell, as I was explaining earlier,
Yeah.
that's the notifications bell. You can click on the bell and then click all, and anytime we put a video up, you'll be notified that there's a video up. So we're excited about that. We've got. a
Yeah,
couple
I'm
other
excited too, because my husband has Facebook, I don't know, him and Facebook just don't get along.
He has an
well.
aversion to Facebook.
I don't know, probably just hasn't decided that he wants to learn it.
Yeah, well,
So he does YouTube all the time.
does he?
Yes.
Well, good then.
So he watches old shows on YouTube and,
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff on
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah.
And it's a searchable database. Actually, YouTube, I just learned this, is the second largest search engine in the world.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm excited about it and we're being filmed right now by,
And we're not, the jury is still out as to how many days it's gonna take between today's filming and when we'll be actually up on YouTube.
but we have an actual photographer filming it.
Yes, we have Gabe Cortix from GK Photography at Powerhouse Studios is now a partner in the Tuned In channel on YouTube. So
Cool.
we're gonna see quite a bit more of Gabe's work, and welcome
he
to the
can-
family there, Mr.
So
Gabe.
he can do.
Thank you very much, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's
He-
right, he's behind that camera, yes.
He was on my show, remember? Way
Yes,
back?
I do. Yes,
Do you
I
know,
do.
we need to do something. for
It's in the
anniversary.
archives, as a matter of fact.
Yes, it is.
Yes, you can get those archives. Just go to Facebook, Tuned In Radio page, and you can scroll back through videos. They're all still there.
And then they're gonna be on YouTube eventually.
Yes, they would. I
So
mean,
that's-
we are gonna, now, Gabe said it might take him a week to get them all up.
A week?
It's
Are
probably
you
gonna take,
sleeping?
probably gonna take a lot longer than a week, but,
It'll
I
take
don't
longer than a
sleep.
week.
I asked Gabe before we started filming, I said, how long is it gonna take to get the YouTube video from filming up to posted on YouTube? And he said, I'll let you know after the first one. So this is kind of a, you know, but Gabe and I, we got the same philosophy. Sometimes we win and sometimes we learn. So, you know,
No.
it's never a win-lose, it's win or learn, right?
That's a good, that's a good.
What'd you
way
say,
to put it.
Crash? I mean, Vixens. So, did I say Crash on the air?
Oh.
My goodness.
Should they gave her a new, okay.
Yeah, you want to skip over that, right? Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, it's too bad she's not on. Put your camera on. She's blushing. Did you see that?
Yeah, she is blushing.
That's weird.
She will be on camera with that one.
Oh, see, well, that's one of those surround cameras. We have some really cool equipment in the house right at the moment.
Yeah, so.
Yeah,
they-
so you maybe think you're not on camera. That little assembly gun there is recording
You
you.
set me up, didn't you?
He said, you set me up. He's grinning and smiling.
We do. So, okay, so we have Rick with us, and most people say, well, what's he doing on a arts and crafts show?
Well, I can be a little crafty.
Yes.
Not
but-
craft.
But besides being a DJ,
Mm.
he is actual artist, and he's gonna talk to us about his art. And I guess the first thing I can point out is that these 4 pictures down here in front are pictures that he did.
They are a small sample of some of the work that I used to do. For a long time, when I was in school and then when I went to college, I went to art school. And I was going to be, because of being a rock and roll star, you know, singer in a rock and roll band, that didn't work out as planned. So, and then I decided.
Does it ever?
No, I guess not. Well, some people.
Some people,
You
about
know, yeah.
1%, right?
If it's that, but anyways, then I decided I was going to be an artist and I was going to make a living, you know, as an artist. And I learned that the phrase starving artist is not a myth, it's a fact. So I had to give up the freelance art thing when my wife at the time had gotten pregnant. And, you know, with the mortgage and the electric bill and the food and the diapers and the, you know, I had to get a job. So I kind of put the artwork, you know, on hold in terms of trying to make a living that way. So
Well, explain the pictures to the radio land so they can kind of,
Well, these are just an example. The outer 2 pieces, the larger 2 pieces, they're portraits of family members. That's my mom and my stepdad and my 2 children, and they were done in 1999. So they're considerable age. That is pencil to begin with, and then the pictures are completed with powdered charcoal and, believe it or not, makeup brushes.
okay,
And then an electric eraser, and that's how I do that. I kind of,
electric eraser.
yeah, I cover the whole medium with a medium tone of gray. And then I work backwards from there with erasers. And
So that
and,
is a
cosmetic
different
brushes.
technique than people think of when you're saying drawing.
Well, it is a form of drawing, I guess, if you will. It's very similar to painting in some ways, but because you start with a medium gray, and then you're going to add your darks in with stick charcoal, and then you're going to remove your lights with an electric eraser, a kneaded eraser. I have about 12 different erasers that I use, and then when you get it
12
just the way
erasers.
you want it, then you go back with your cosmetic brushes and your powdered charcoal, and you make adjustments to make not so, you know, stark transitions and whatnot. And it's time consuming, but the result is it's very accurate. It's a lot of people. I had a professor in school tell me, "You're not really an artist. You're like a human printer." You know, 'cause, I'm into the, you know, I don't draw from my imagination. I draw what I see.
Okay,
So that's where you come up with you're like a printer. You know, I show you a picture and you reproduce it. You know,
so that's why you're a good screen printer.
most likely. because I'm reproducing something, yeah. Now, I do have a creative side on the computer and doing the artwork and such, but a lot of it has to do with I like to draw what I see. And that's what I used to teach in school in later years. I went back as a teacher, but yeah. Now the other two, the small ones in the middle, I had a phase where I was experimenting with light and how much light can you put into a painting and how can you control the light. And I had this idea that at the time I was working with colored pencils and I was drawing on white all the time. And I thought, you know, I'm having to not draw where I want my light. So instead I thought, maybe I'd have more control of how much light and where it's at if I was drawing the light in. So I decided to work on black illustration board.
So are both of those black illustration boards?
They're both done on black illustration board. And then I did the entire piece with white first at different values. You know, the very bright, heavy areas are what the light that shows through the picture. And then I put the color on top of it, which is why those paintings, and I call them paintings, they're drawings, but that's why they seem to have a light in them and a life to them. So, and I did that for a good 6 or 7 years. I would not work on anything other than black because I was into controlling light. I'm a bit of a control freak, you know.
Is he?
No, don't you answer that.
See, he is.
Remember, you're on a 3D camera.
Perfect example, see? He is.
And you know, it's funny that it applies, and I just thought of this too, it applies a lot in screen printing. Because when you go to lay down inks on a t-shirt, that's fine.
True.
If you're working on a white t-shirt, then yeah, you just put the red where you want the red and the blue where the blue goes. But if you're gonna print on a black t-shirt,
You have to put white first.
you have to put white first.
That's right.
Yes, and a lot of that, most printers are just gonna put down whatever the picture is, they're gonna cover that whole area in pure white and then print their colors on top. I, on the other hand, don't do that. I will use a halftone screen, which has some areas where the white's gonna go through heavy and some where it's gonna come through light, so that I can actually get those tones in my screen printing.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So when did you start art?
My grandfather was a teacher in high school when I was 2, 3 years old, as long as I can remember. And I used to spend my summers at his house. And he was a teacher, so he was home by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2:30. And we spent the afternoons and evenings together. And he used to draw and he used to carve things. And I just started drawing and carving with Gramps. And
At 2 years old? Do you have something
2, 3
left
years old.
that you
I
made?
have a piece that I did when I was 7 years old. It's a watercolor. It's actually a picture of, I don't know if you remember in the movie when, I can't remember the mother's character name, but it's the movie Bambi. And where Bambi cuddles up to the deceased mom's body. And that stuck in my head from that movie. It affected me, I guess. And I painted that with watercolors.
Wow,
Yeah. And I just turned 7, I think.
wow.
Yeah.
So,
Won me a little ribbon in the 2nd grade for that one.
well, good. So you got your first ribbon in 2nd grade?
Yes, yes. And I started screen printing when I was about 11
Okay,
in the
so,
garage. And that's because I've always been an ambitious young lad and I was trying to make money. So we were making t-shirts. So, yeah.
Nancy Franks has joined us.
Hello,
Welcome,
Nancy.
Nancy. Yes. So you started screen printing when you were 11. How did that happen?
I saw, it was in a book in the library. I was in the library, I guess I'll tell you the truth. I was in detention. And it was in the library. I know, I was aghast myself. I was innocent, but I didn't have my, due process or something, anyway. But I was in detention. And it was in the library, and the detention supervisor, teacher, had fallen asleep. Now, we couldn't get out of the library, but instead of just sitting in my chair, I started pulling books off the shelf next to me. And the shelf that I was at was on printmaking. And I learned about the Heidelberg press, the very first press. And,
Oh, wow.
but then I picked up this book on screen printing. And I thought, you know what? I can make one of those. in the garage. And I used a door hinge as my first. I built a little frame and a furring strip and staples and a piece of nylon mesh. And
From
it
like
just made a screen.
window mesh or something?
No, the window screen didn't work. I tried that.
You did try it.
The holes are a little too big.
So
But,
what mesh did you
yeah,
use?
Actually,
You borrowed your mom's
I
dress.
no. I actually took stockings and stretched them around the frame.
How did you get him to stretch that much?
I took my grandma's. She was a bit larger woman, and yeah, I stretched them.
No.
But it worked.
It worked dandy.
I bet it did.
Yes, I used masking tape though,
So that
because I didn't know how to do any screening techniques yet. I didn't have capillary film or something that I could cut out accurately, but I just drew my letters on the screen, and then I used masking tape and taped off all the areas that I didn't want the ink to go through.
That's tedious.
Yes, it was, yes.
Boy.
And then I used
took
paint.
you 4 days to do a
It took me
screen.
about 3 days to make the screen, and then I made a bunch of mistakes with what, I tried to use paint. You can't use paint, it's too thin,
Yeah.
much way too thin.
So you had
No, you know how,
bleeding, you had bleeding on your.
my very
screen.
first successful screen print was a mixture of blue paint, latex house paint, and joint compound. I mixed them together to thicken up the paint. And then it went through the screen and it stuck to the shirt and dried. And it was there, wow, a good week till it washed out.
I started to say it, yeah, that probably washed
But
out.
that was the beginnings. And then I got into screen printing and started to study it. And back then, and I'm not trying to date myself, but you had to go to the library and get a book to learn things. So I started actually pursuing it. And then I learned exactly
That's when they
how to
had
do
black and
things.
white TV too, right?
Yeah, we sure did. We sure did. Thanks for pointing that out.
You know I'm older than you though, right?
Just a tad. Just a tad.
The only reason I know is because I was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, for me, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, but I did.
You don't
I
know
used
what
to-
black and white TV is?
No.
Wow. You've never turned a station knob, have you?
No.
Oh, good.
No. I've always had to click.
Yeah.
Click,
My
click.
dad had remote control.
Your dad had remote?
Remote control in 1970.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
That's
one.
impressive.
My brother was the other one.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. He'd be like, his remote control actually could go to the fridge and get a beer too. So, yeah. Yeah.
So we actually have a couple of comments
Okay.
Right.
from the one and only Mama Sue.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Gabe, she welcomes you. Okay.
Alright.
And she also said that she's gonna be good today with no comment on the control freak.
Oh,
Oh, that was a
Okay.
comment, wasn't
okay.
it?
Yeah. What would she know anyway?
That's your wife.
Oh, sure. Now you had to tell everybody. See? You see? Here I was waiting for all the, the phone numbers that are coming through. That's the end of that. Thank
Oh,
you.
you're gonna
She
get
heard
trouble.
that too.
Yeah, she knows.
Well, we've got about 3 more minutes.
4, actually. 4.
That's about 3.
Oh, yes, that's about 3.
Now who's a control freak?
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
The 2 of y'all are just
I'm telling
so much fun.
we do this all day.
Literally.
We
Yes.
work well together, kind of like oil and water.
So, okay, how you got into art, you did screen printing, and then you tried to be a rock star.
No, I tried that first. Well, no, not really. I mean, when I was a kid-
When did you start the rock star?
Well, in high school.
So you started screen printing when
I
you're about
started playing,
11.
I took guitar lessons at 8 years old. Learned to play guitar, and then I was gonna be the next, I don't know who it was back then. I was gonna be one of them Beatles. I liked that hairstyle. And,
Which one, John Lennon?
yeah. But later, not early Beatles. I wasn't.
Or were you
the
trying to be
rock
like Paul?
guy. Little round glasses. No, I was the John kind of guy. Yeah. And I don't know, Mick Jagger kind of appealed to me at the time, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wait, so you got like the moves like
It
Jagger?
was the 70s.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I still got the moves like Jagger. It's just that if I break them out, I have to take 3 days off. Yeah, I can do everything I used to do, it just takes longer to recover.
Ain't that the truth?
But yeah,
So
I got into
did you
music.
have a band?
I was in 2 or 3 different bands, yeah.
So Beverly has joined us from Alabama.
Wow, boy, your show gets around, doesn't it?
Yes, it does get around.
Hey,
We
wow.
have, we've got 4 states right now besides,
Nice,
yeah.
nice. And you never know where it's gonna reach on YouTube.
Yeah, we hopefully all over the world.
I've got people in Oregon, people in Alaska, Phoenix, and
Yeah.
New York, and New Jersey, all over the place, Florida.
Well, there is people in those places.
Yeah, well, people that know the show.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah.
I knew that's what you.
We actually have listeners in Afghanistan.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're military people that went there from here, but I don't know, maybe not. Maybe not,
Okay.
you know, that's what it is. I know there's a couple of missionaries somewhere in Africa that on Saturdays, and it comes to them, or maybe it's Friday, no, it's Sunday that they listen to it, our Saturday show. They listen to it in the evening there, in this little village of like 60 people.
The whole village listens?
Every week, they have it's some
They're
kind
what?
of feast they do.
So they're listening to the,
They listen to the Walk Down Memory Lane every Saturday. And there are people in the middle of Africa, in the jungle, in a tribe, that are actually learning to do the twist. I thought
well,
that was
that's
amazing.
cool.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Gabe.
Gabe's getting
Turn the
twisted.
camera around, Gabe.
Gabe's getting twisty.
Actually,
Don't
in
get
front of
yourself
the
twisted
camera,
into a
Gabe.
knot.
Do what?
Like, get in front of the camera, Gabe.
He's in front of that one. You keep forgetting that camera. That's one of those ones that looks all around.
That's 360.
That's cool, I like that. That's nifty.
Well,
Yes.
don't you think it's time, Susan?
It's
It's definitely that time, and we will be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Unless you're on tubing and
Yeah, we,
general nuisance at large, I guess. Yeah.
so you have this cup here.
I do.
Is this sublimation or is it screen print? What?
That
Explain
is-
this cup.
That particular coffee mug is actually heat transfer vinyl. It's cut on a vinyl cutter and then it is applied in a heat press to the ceramic. And it'll last just as long as dye sublimation. And the beauty of that, you can't dye sublimate a black cup. You can only dye sublimate on white. And you know how I don't like white. I like dark objects, so I'm in control of the lighting, so to speak.
Okay.
But yeah, that'll last, it's dishwasher safe.
So
it'll
can,
last as long as-
so you can put it in the microwave?
Yes, I
And it
do
won't-
every day,
And it
many
won't melt
times.
it? It
No,
won't melt it?
I put that in that cup goes in the microwave, what, 6 times a day, 7?
Oh,
At
yeah.
least. Yeah,
Least.
yeah, that's
And
the
she
cup I
makes sure
use.
she makes sure you get your coffee.
Somebody does. If not, I get it myself, but yeah, it's all microwaves.
So you have black cups and white cups here.
I have black, well, I can get any color cup you want.
So you do.
Not only that, but the printing we do here, and as a matter of fact, that's the other business that we run, is Tuned In Customs. We do hats, t-shirts, handbags. I can print on sneakers, I can print on cups, mugs, shot glasses, cell phone cases, you name it, I'll print your dog's butt if you hold it still.
Told him I was gonna bring my goat
Yeah,
in here.
yeah, I'll print your goat. I'll airbrush your goat. I'm down with that. I really am, that would be
I can
great.
see, Chris, if you're listening, I can see him airbrushing Lily. Could you see him airbrushing Lily?
Oh,
She
yeah.
probably would get, she has this attitude
Yeah,
anyway.
is she white?
Yes.
See, now on a goat, I can't really, I guess I could work from black backwards. So yeah, if you got a black goat, we'll airbrush that too. But our motto at Tuned In Customs, if you can hold it still, we'll print on it.
Okay.
We do everything from windows to car graphics to coffee mugs, shot glasses, golf balls, baseballs, hats, visors, sunglasses, you name it, we can print on it.
So when I get my new vehicle, you'll put all my Hyder Hangout
No
stuff on.
problem, that's at all, no problem. I can also do glass etching. If you want the Hyder Hangout logo etched into the glass, we do that too.
Wow. You
Yeah.
do, yeah.
You know, we can do some cool stuff on cars. Not only that, if you want white lettering on your tires, we can do that too. I could make it say Susan Hyder and Hyder Hangout.
Oh, boy.
How cool is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's all kinds of stuff you can do with technology these days.
that's true.
Yes. Yes.
So Gabe is getting a close-up of the pictures.
Yeah, that's probably for YouTube, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, Gabe is working on the YouTube stuff. We've got about 15 minutes.
Wow. That hour went pretty quick.
Yeah,
Man, when you sit on that side, it takes longer.
I guess it does, but when you're,
There's some kind of time warp thing between here and there, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know if she's really here. I'm just-
okay, time warp.
She was being too quiet over there, so I said something to wake her up.
Well, no, it's not that I'm falling asleep or anything. It's just that I listen, and if it's interesting, I
Yeah.
really focus on. I'm like, wow, that's actually really interesting. So.
She
Now
sometimes,
she's blowing smoke up my butt.
sometimes she asks questions.
Yes.
So far, come on, guys, ask some
Sometimes they make
questions.
sense too.
Yeah.
A lot of the times they don't.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so you're going to show us a quick demo on screen printing.
Yeah, a lot of people have asked me, they're like, screen printing, what the heck is that?
Right.
Like my wife, for instance, I cannot explain the questions that she asked me about screen printing before she'd ever seen it. And I thought, man, you have no concept of what screen printing is.
Right.
But basically what it is we take a frame with a screen on it, and that's what this is right here. This is a blank screen. It's an aluminum frame. It's got a nylon mesh in it, and this mesh comes in different, what they call lines per inch. In other words, this particular screen right here is what they call a 110. In other words, there's 110 threads in a square inch.
Right.
Okay, now the other one, now this would be used for large areas of solid color, if you will. They make other mesh counts that are like 305, so there's 305 threads. You can get a lot more detail in something like that. But this particular screen, what you do is you take a product called emulsion, and it's liquid when you get it. It goes into a screen coater, and then you would take, matter of fact, I have a screen coater. That's what this is. So, move that back where you can hear me. You would take your emulsion and you would pour it into here, and it's kind of like a thick, it's hard to describe what it's really like.
Thick gravy.
Really thick gravy, and it's very sticky and very.
Yeah.
But you pour the emulsion in here, and then what you do is you hold it up against this screen. The screen will be standing straight up and down. Put it on the screen, and then you just pull it upward, flip it over, and do the same thing. Now, once that screen is coated, it's a greenish blue type color. When it dries, you have to store it in a dark room to let it dry. You're going to store it like this and let it dry. Once that's dry, that material totally blocks off. No air, no anything can get through that screen. But it's light sensitive. And what I mean by light sensitive is emulsion that has not been exposed to the light is water soluble. In other words, you could rinse it out with a hose, okay? But that's really the secret to screen printing. Because what we do is we'll do some artwork on a computer or however you do the artwork. You can do it manually if you'd like. We print it on a clear film, and it's just black. We don't print any colors, just black. And then we take that artwork, and on top of this screen, we're going to put that artwork on here, tape it on into the center, lined up nicely. Then you put that screen on an exposure unit. That exposure unit, it goes for about 5 minutes, depending on the emulsion you're using and whatnot. But you expose that with that artwork on there. Now, where the artwork is black, it prevents the light from hitting the emulsion. Now remember, the emulsion is water soluble, except where the light hits it. Wherever the light hits it, it changes it chemically. So now it's no longer water soluble. It will not rinse out of the screen. So after it's exposed, we pull the artwork off and quickly put it into a washout sink and shoot it with a pressure washer. The part that the light has hit won't rinse out. The part that the light did hit stays there. wherever your artwork was and you block that light, it'll rinse out. And you end up with something like this. This is actually a screen that the artwork was laid on top of. It was exposed, and then we rinsed it out in the sink.
And that's a one color.
This is, now if you have a multiple color design, you need however many colors there are, you need that many screens
Right.
in spot color printing. This particular design is gonna be red. It's going on a gray, light gray shirt. But, as a matter of fact, that's backwards, but that's the actual design for Red Hot Liquors right here in town, the new business. But I'll be using this one probably tomorrow or Wednesday. But in a nutshell, that's it. Now, some designs are 2 colors, some are 3, some are 5, you know. We have a 6-color press, 6-color 4-station, so the maximum amount of colors I can do is 6. But much like an inkjet printer works, an inkjet printer, if you look in there, only has 4 colors in it. It's got cyan, yellow, magenta, and black. Now I can do the same thing with 4 screens and combine those screens to make any color. It's just a little more time consuming, because when you put these on the press, you have to line them up perfectly so that the cyan and the yellow and the magenta all line up correctly. So, I mean, what I've just showed you is real basic.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot to it. There's registration and exposure times and different emulsions, and there's all kinds of stuff that you can get into and figure out. But the Radio Vixen printed shirt.
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah, it's actually right there.
Yes.
That's right. It's hanging on the wall.
It's hanging on
That was
the
literally my
museum
first
wall
time.
at tunedinradio.us.
It's on the museum wall. Yeah.
Well,
Oh, now it's on camera too. Gabe just got a shot of it. So yeah.
But I mean, being my first time, it was actually kind of neat because I had never done that before. And then I finally ended up doing a shirt, and I was like, wow.
So that's how shirts are made.
That's
Yeah.
how shirts are made.
Now we have a manual press, so you know and as a matter of fact, I didn't explain that. When you go to print, this mounts on a press, and it's on a hinge on that end, so it lifts up, and you know the shirt comes under here. You mount it on a platen, and then you put this down, and you drag a squeegee across here, and it pushes the ink. You lay the ink on the top, it pushes the ink through onto the shirt. But when you watch someone do it, it looks pretty easy. But when you actually go to do it,
it's
and
not so
there's
easy.
it's not quite so easy. I'm assuming you've done
well, see, with
Not very often, but I
Ray,
did a little bit.
it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
they-
makes it look so easy, so it's just like,
Well, it's like riding a bicycle. I mean, I've printed so many shirts, it's like breathing. But yeah, I was a little bit rusty when I first started back this time. Because Sue and I haven't had a screen printing shop in 13 years until just recently when we started this one. So it's one of those things though, if you're a young person and you're looking for something, a hobby or something that you can actually make some money at, screen printing is, it's more of a craft
Right.
than it even is a job. I mean, there are some people that can really make a manual press sing. The stuff they come up with is just amazing.
Yes.
But it takes an artisan to really do it properly. And I mean, there are automatic presses and whatnot, and they, you know, if you go to Walmart, that stuff's all coming off of robotic presses, and, you know. So, but getting a hand-pulled screen printed t-shirt is definitely unique. No two are alike, I can tell you that.
Why?
You know that too.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Why is that, Vanessa?
don't ask me.
Because no two squeegee pullers are alike.
And the ink is a little bit different. The pressure that,
Well, and then unfortunately for Vanessa, her very first shirt was white on blue. And let me tell you, the white that when I bought all this equipment, it came with a bunch of inks and such. And the gentleman I bought it from must have been trying to save a lot of money because he bought that very inexpensive white, which is, it's fine, it works. But it's not the consistency of like thick paint. It's more like the consistency of warm marshmallow. It's really hard to push through those screens.
oh,
Yeah, it's thick as a brick.
So was it
to speak,
hard,
and you
Vanessa?
really got to push.
Yeah, honestly, for me, it was.
Yes.
It was like I really had to go back, or
Yeah.
Rick would sit there and he would take it. He would be like, "This is how you do it." I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is how you do it." And then when I tried doing it, I would still miss
My
Mhm.
spot.
Yeah,
my sore shoulder is hurting because I'm
you,
thinking
well,
about
I'll tell you what, if you stand out,
repetition and
if
yeah.
you stand out there and pull a squeegee all day long for a good 6, 7 hours, and I've done it a few times, but you do get a workout. You can feel it in your core here and in your neck and shoulder muscles, boy. That next morning after I first started back, I woke up the next day and thought, oh, I felt like I was in a car wreck or something. You know what I mean? I felt like I was riding with Crash. You know, I couldn't let that go by without saying.
I knew it was coming too.
For some reason, I knew it was coming.
Crash, yeah, she's opening a driving school, by the way, in case you, yeah. That's another show.
What
entirely.
to do and what not to do.
Yes, how not to driving school.
There we go.
Paid for by State Farm Insurance. No, I'm just kidding. Brought to you by State Farm, yeah. No, sorry about that, State Farm. Get myself sued or something.
So do we have any more comments or questions over there on your end?
No more comments. We do have about 5 more minutes left of the show.
See, I put everybody to sleep, nobody's commenting.
Well, people are afraid to comment, I think. I
It
don't
must
know.
not be me.
No, it happens every show. It's few and far between.
You know what I've noticed? You get comments, more comments after the show's over. When
That's true.
people watch the recorded versions, then they comment.
That's true.
Because I have notifications, they pop through on my phone.
Right.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays, my phone just blows up. From the notifications from your Monday show.
Right, because people are like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's true.
You're a hit, Susan. You are a hit.
And some people, I cannot explain this, they don't understand, I don't know, what pre-recorded is maybe? But they send in a comment, you know, they're running the video on Facebook. They've searched through them, hit the one they wanted, and they're watching it. And then they're commenting while they're watching it. And one lady said to me, "Are you ever gonna respond?" And I thought, wow, this was put on 4 months ago. You know?
What was the question?
I don't remember, this was 2, 3 weeks ago. But yeah, you
You
know.
could call me up and say, hey, what do I tell this lady?
I think I actually answered the question. It was something, it was a scheduling type thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I answered. I made an executive decision and answered the question.
Ooh, I might have a guest that I don't know about.
If she asked me what's the tip of the week, I knew what I was gonna say. I love that tip of the week. I keep my glue sticks in the freezer now. Yes.
There you
Well,
go.
that's good.
And that gravy we had the other day, I swear to God, she used them in the gravy. Just- That's what it- No, no, oh gosh, she's watching this. Your gravy's lovely, huh? Guess I'm not
Oh,
getting gravy
boy,
anytime soon.
he may be,
Another trip to Taco Bell.
Here you go.
oh, boy.
No, I don't eat at Taco Bell. That's, no, now they're gonna sue me too. Man, tell you
Your
what.
wife's gonna sue you, Taco Bell's gonna sue
Taco
you,
Bell
State
and
Farm
State
is
Farm.
gonna.
No, State Farm's gonna, well, we're not gonna say they're gonna sue Vanessa. They may already
Well,
be in.
We're
no,
done.
they're not gonna sue me because I'm not saying anything about it.
We're done.
Yes, we are.
We're
Really? We made it through
winding
the
it
whole
We
down.
made it through the whole hour.
And
we
Rick
made it
will-
through the whole hour, boss.
DJ Rick
Sweet.
will be here next week, and I will be
Yes.
on a mini vacation.
Where are you going, by the way?
Murphy,
Murphy, North Carolina?
yeah. My husband has a twice.
Why so far?
Why so far? Well,
That's not that
we
far.
hit the flea market places,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
well, there's a job that my husband does twice a year that he
Oh,
goes
I
over
see.
there to do, and then we have lunch and we visit some friends.
Okay.
And I was gonna say hi to Russ, but he didn't show up today, so,
Oh, well,
but,
maybe he'll show up
Rice,
on the recording.
yeah. Russ, I'll see you next Monday.
Oh, we actually have a comment. Before we sign off of the show, we have a comment from your
Okay.
wife.
Oh, naturally, Mama Sue.
She says, dry taters for you now.
Apparently
Dry
she
taters,
is
no
watching.
gravy,
No gravy for
no
me.
gravy.
Yes, no gravy.
That's all right, she's not supposed to have taters, so there you go.
Oh,
Mhm.
So
And
you get the taters, she gets the gravy.
there you go. Yeah, she can't have any carbs or something like that. Anyway. Wow. Oh, ow.
That was recognize that.
I think I upset my microphone.
Well, we'll see you guys, I'll see you 2 weeks from now, but next week, Rick will be here.
And that's right, and don't forget, we will be on Tuned In Tennessee on YouTube. You can catch this show, and every day, Monday to Friday, DJ Rick is on about 10 minutes after 5 with the daily news. And twice a month, you will be able to catch the rehearsal spot. We are really excited about that show. So, big thanks to Gabe for coming over and filming today.
Yes, thank
And
you.
everybody have a great week, and I will see you here on the Hang On